Okay. Uh, Welcome everyone. Been a while since we did a live stream. I guess not that long, but um, welcome to the live stream. As you can tell by the title, thumbnail, we're gonna be talking about some new scans that we have gotten for Kiramager and Zero-One, and then after that, we'll devolve into nonsense like we usually do, because that's fun. Um, Currently trying to fix something. I like messed up my setup or something. Um, Interesting. Um, I have links in the description as well for, if you actually want to take a look at all this stuff, because uh, I mean, that's how that is. Okay. I like tried messing with some settings earlier, and like in a weird twist now I can't see anything, so I need to like change some stuff. I'm also gonna try to get the chat working. Holy crap, we have 40 people watching. Why do we have 40 people watching already? Alright, so we're gonna start with Zero-One because I like to go in superhero time order, and Zero-One is first in superhero time. So I also have translations that are also all linked in the description. So I think we should be switching. I know I usually like talk with the chat a bit. I'm gonna, for this first part, I'm kind of just gonna try to go over to scans, and I'll look at the chat every once in a while, and then I'll just like chat discussion like I usually just do. So this is Kamen Rider Arc Zero, who's going to be our main villain, or our main villain for like this next arc. The description apparently says the mysterious warrior Kamen Rider Arc Zero appears. It is unknown who transforms into this dark-bodied warrior known as Kamen Rider Arc Zero. However, he does look like a fearsome rider. Is he an ally or an enemy? I love that little addition. Is he an ally or an enemy? Because it's clearly an enemy. Because I mean, look at it. Design-wise, I really like it. If I get a little distracted, it's because I'm trying to like get something to work that I don't know how to get to work. But design-wise, this thing looks awesome. I'm not the biggest fan of the weird mix, like messed up look, I guess. But like, I don't hate it. I think it looks good. If this is like the final boss, I'm okay with it. Now it's interesting how it brings up like who is this mysterious villain, because like you would think it's just the Arc as a Kamen Rider, but I don't like would they wouldn't I feel like they wouldn't try to be like, "Ooh, who is it?" if it wasn't supposed to be a mystery. So I'm going to go through all the scans, and then I'm going to discuss my theories and some theories I have just seen online. So here's another picture. Most of these, there's not a lot for Zero-One, honestly. It's more, there's more Kiramager stuff. And I'm also not going to show all the scans because some of it is like the episode that happened yesterday, or it's just kind of like repeating stuff. So again, if you want to see everything, links are in the description. So Kamen Rider Arc Zero connects directly to the will of the Arc and demonstrates a fearsome amount of power. Metal Cluster Hopper and Rampage Vulcan aren't enough to stop it. It charges energy into punches and speed kicks, and it has an unknown belt, which is probably just called the Arc Zero Driver. So, and I think there's a better shot of it coming up, so I'll talk about the driver in a second. But I think it looks pretty cool. Again, it is just like the same, like, ooh, it's spooky, scary. So like, I don't love it, but I think it's pretty cool. And it does look like a Zero-One driver repaint, but like, not really. Here's a better look at it. So, and you can also see some stuff on the left, which I'll talk about in a second. So, it looks just, at first glance, it just looks exactly like the Zero-One driver with remolded parts, which is what I was thinking. But none of the scans draw any attention to a progress key that it uses. Like, you'd think it would have a progress key to use because, I mean, they all do. But there's no advertisement of a progress key at all. And, I mean, I was going to say you can't really see one, but you can't really see one in the normal Zero-One driver. So there is the very small possibility that it does use a progress key. But I personally think it's not. I think it's going to use a... I've been trying to think of an example. Like, for the last 2 days, for the life of me, I cannot. But it kind of... What I think it's going to do is it's just going to have this, like, fake progress key inside of it. Like, again, I've been trying to think of an example for, like... basically the entire time we've seen these scans, and I can't, but I just need to fill this out. All right, I think it's gonna be like this. Just think of the Zero-One driver. All right, you probably all know what the Zero-One driver looks like. It's probably gonna have a progress key in it, but like you can't take it out, and the progress key doesn't really do anything. But it's probably gonna have like the abilities of a progress key to like push buttons and stuff. It's okay. The Jiku driver. That's what I've been thinking of. Basically, how it has like the two ride watches on the sides of the Jiku driver that aren't really ride watches. Like you push them and they push buttons, but they're like kind of glued in place ride watches. I think it's gonna be like that. We're gonna have like a glued in place progress key, and you push that, and you get all of the attacks and the henshin and all that. And yeah, that's it. I know some people have been saying like, oh, is he gonna use Zetsumarai's keys, like all this, but like they showed off like the Humagear keys in the previous scans when like they're in the show for like all of 2 seconds. So like if this guy's gonna use progress keys, they would show off him using progress keys, and they don't. So I don't think he's gonna use progress keys. I think he's just gonna use just the belt and push some buttons. And I also how it works, I know some people have been saying there's like a hinge in the middle, and I'm kind of going back and forth on that. Like it does look like a hinge in the middle, but it also kind of looks like a reverse of the Zero-One driver, where you have the little part that like slides over. And from looking at it head on the Zero-One driver, it slides from left to right, and this kind of looks like it would go from right to left. So it could be just like a reverse Zero-One driver. And obviously this guy is kind of made to look like a reverse Zero-One. Like you have the normal Rising Hopper faceplate, but you have half of it missing. The left half just has a big red eye, and then the chest is clearly the Rising Hopper chest, but it has all the parts coming off on it. and then the rest of the suit is just using the normal Zero-One undersuit and also the Thouser undersuit by extension. But I like it. Now on the left, we can see at the bottom left, it's a Rising Hopper silhouette, which is clearly, hey, final form next month, which is usually how this works. They're like, here's a big villain. To defeat this big villain, we have the final form. That's how it's worked for like the last, well, if you don't count Geo, the last 2 shows, because Geo did something different. And then on the bottom, just to quickly glance over, the bottom is just the episode that premiered yesterday, and it's probably sub in a lot of places today. So I don't really have much to talk about that. On the top, we do have Metsubo Jinrai is reunited, which is really cool to see. We have Hirobi, New Jin, which we already know. We have Raiden, Ikazuchi. One thing I kind of found interesting, I guess not like, oh, look at this, but just like something I thought that was kind of cool is this is Naki with the new model Huma Gears, as I've been calling them, Huma Gears. And Raiden obviously has the new model Huma Gears as well, because I mean they've just been revived, so it kind of makes sense. I do find it kind of interesting that like Hirobi and Jin don't have those, but like the other 2 members of Metsubo Jinrai have. I'm a little curious if we're actually gonna see them henshin at all. Here's a better look at like everything Metsubo Jinrai. Because that's it for Arc 0 in the scans. The rest of this is just for the rest of the month. So I don't know if they're going to actually henshin at all. Naki doesn't seem to henshin at all. And here in this picture with Raiden, you have Ikazuchi in that circle, but it does kind of just look like a stock image, and they're kind of going like, look, it's the guy that was Raiden, or it was Ikazuchi. So this is clearly meant to be the same character, which is cool. But it doesn't seem like he'll henshin at all, so it is kind of interesting that Hirobi's really the only, like, Metsubo Jinrai fully committed member, because I don't know what's going on with Jin, because, like, Jin comes back, and he's, like, not really Metsubo Jinrai, right? And then he's, like, on the same side as Zero-One for, like, these last 2 episodes, and I guess in this one, and then now he's back with Metsubo Jinrai, but, like, Metsubo Jinrai wants to destroy the Earth, and like he said he doesn't. I mean, sorry, not the Earth, but all the humans, and he said he just wants to liberate Huma Gears. So I don't really know what's going on with Jin, and he's also here with Izu, and I'm curious if that's just the same image from the episode where they started heating manufacturing, but I'm not sure. And also, as you can see in the image in like the middle, we also have I think that's normal Shining Hopper, because in the next week's episode we can see Shining Hoppers coming back, which is cool. I like that suit, and it's kind of sad to see they won't do anything with it. I mean, it makes sense because we have new upgrade forms, but like it got used for all of like 2 episodes. So here we can have we see. Again, it's not really much. I just wanted to show it because I really like the picture. If you didn't know, Valkyrie broke free of Zaya, so I'm assuming she's going to join Heiden, but there's also something in next week's episode and some of these scans that say she's not going to join Heiden now, but this picture kind of, I mean, all 3 of the riders are clearly rider kicking together, so I don't know. One thing I also wanted to point out that I hope happens in the show is they all have the finisher text, like, by them. That would be kind of cool if it happened, like, in the show. They all had it, like, following them. So, this is the last Zero-One scan I have. It's more just action-y shots, like the last one. There's not really much going on. But the one thing that I am very curious about is Thouser, because I think this and like one frame of another shot is like, this is all we get of Thouser for this next arc. Obviously we got some pictures of Guy, but like Thouser himself, the rider, there's nothing like in any of these. So I'm a little curious about what they're gonna do with Thouser, because I mean, obviously he's been the main villain since this year started. So 2020, he's been the main Zero-One villain. Where did I get the scans? I have them in the description of the live stream. So I have I have a few theories about what's going on with Thouser. So Arc Zero, first of all, I have seen a few theories. So I'm not gonna take credit for all of these. The main thing I see people saying is now that it's the evil Izu from the intro, which is really interesting. I would like that to happen. That would be really interesting to happen in the show if Izu becomes the literal will of the arc. There's also the possibility that it's just a bait and it is just like a nothing human gear that's just fully controlled by the arc. And then I also think it could be Guy, just because I had this idea that like Guy in this last episode, Guy loses his only rider on his side, which is Valkyrie. So it's basically just Guy and like the battle raiders, which aren't even in these scans, so take that as you will. So I feel like we could see Guy like on his last legs. He's like, I'm gonna go to the arc and make a new belt. The arc gives him a belt, he puts it on, and the arc plays him straight up and turns him into Arc Zero. So Guy is like still our villain, but he's just mind controlled as the arc. So I don't know. And then there's also I see a lot of people saying it's just a Metsubo Jinai member. Honestly, the thing I don't want to happen is that it's just like Hirobi or something, because I kind of feel like that's, I don't know, boring. Like Hirobi, like this is supposed to be the will of the arc in its full form, and like that's literally already Hirobi. Like Hirobi just follows whatever the arc does. So and then Burning Falcon is already Jin as a rider, and I love that suit, so I kind of just don't want him to become the arc. And then there's also Raiden, Ikazuchi, and Naki. I guess Naki, I could see that happening. That would be kind of interesting if it was Naki, because Ikazuchi is already a rider. So we could, I guess that would make all of the rider or Metsubo Jinai members a Kamen Rider. So I guess what do I think it's gonna be? I think it's just gonna be probably just a Metsubo Jinai member. And I would, I guess, prefer it to be Naki, but I think it would be really interesting if it was Izu. So what does everyone think of the scans, I guess? Are you happy? I know a lot of people are happy because Ikazuchi's back. Are you sad? Are you excited for Arc Zero? Arc Zero is kind of just like, kind of seems like that summer movie villain, right? Like he's just like an evil Zero-One. As I mentioned earlier, he just has like the same a lot of Rising Hopper elements to him. I saw a few of you saying this earlier. We don't know if he will be the last boss, the final villain. But just going off of, again, how similar this is to Cronus appearing in Xaid and Evil appearing in Build, those were the final villains of those seasons, but they got an upgrade later in the show that made them like more of a final boss. So there's a possibility that if this is like a Zero-One driver remold, then it could use that slot on the left or the right, depending on how you look at it. It could use that special slot, and that makes this a final form villain, and then he then has to create their own version, which is very Build. I just realized with the Hazard trigger and the Evil trigger. So where's Dynamiting Lion? I didn't include it because it's just like, here's the progress key, but there is the picture of Dynamiting Lion. It's getting a progress key release now, and we got to look at the form, which is pretty cool. In the Discord server, we've been kind of waiting for the form to appear as a concept art. So I wonder if they'll sell the driver. Judging how the driver doesn't have a like picture of it as a toy, in these, and in the scans. And again, the Dynamiting Lion got a toy picture, and usually every time they're like, here's a new toy, or here's a new rider, then they show off the toy in the scans, but there's nothing about the Arc Zero driver. So it could be just it appears next month as a toy, because I'm assuming Arc Zero is going to be like at the end of the month. But it's probably just going to be Premium Bandai. I'm sorry, guys. It's going to be Premium Bandai, most likely. I will not confirm. But judging by how there's no gimmick, it seems like the Bono driver for Gold Drive, where it was a black repaint remold of the main hero's driver. It has... it does not use a gimmick. You don't need a gimmick to transform. This seems very like Gold Drive-esque. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Premium Bandai release. And it's going to have like 20 million quotes from whoever the hell Arc Zero is. And it's not going to come out until the season's over. Woo! Speaking of Gold Drive, this is actually probably our first Villain Rider belt that is a Premium Bandai release since Gold Drive. Since Cronus got his belt released in the main line, Soda Devil, Another Decade Isn't a Rider. And, I mean, that was the last season. And now here we are. So, and like, not counting the Oma belt as an evil rider, I guess. Do I see Zero-One and Kiramager being delayed eventually due to the pandemic? Since I think there was something in this. I mean, judging by the fact the magazines are out, our delay would have happened this month, I think. That's what most people are saying. I mean, it doesn't seem like there are, so I guess they managed to, like, film enough stuff or work around what the hell is going on that there's no delay. So, and if they had to do a delay, that's fine. I don't mind it. They gotta do what they gotta do. But Arc Zero feels like an upgraded Zetsume Riser. I guess, I mean, that's true. I guess more looks like a Zero-One driver to me, but that's fair. Are there any new Kiramager Zords? No, but there's a new Kiramager that I'll get to very soon. Maybe we'll go for a few minutes here talking about Zero-One. Obviously, you guys can keep talking Zero-One. We'll probably come back to Zero-One after Kiramager. So, I thought Jin's Blade Riser is Premium Bandai. Yeah, that's Premium Bandai as well. So, I think I saw someone mention, yeah, how do I feel about the fact we're on belt number 9 now? I don't know how they thought to do this, but I don't really mind. I mean, I don't have any of the Zero-One belts, and if I do get one, it'll be in like 5 years when the 1000 driver is like 1,000 yen. Bam, I got 1000 driver because I really like Thouser's suit in the 1000 driver. Guy is guy, but the aesthetics of Thouser I really like. And also, like, half of the belts are Premium Bandai as well, so that's going to be... And, like, 2 of them aren't even, like, belts. So, like, the Zetsume Riser and the the Raid Riser aren't really full-on rider belts. So, do they film Kamen Rider seasons every week? No, they film... I don't know how many months in advance they film. You'll probably be able to find out because like every so often we get like a image leak of like a set, and then at a certain point you watch the show and you're like, oh, that's what that set leak was. So I don't know how many weeks in advance they film, but they don't film every week. So we have a bunch of money. What do we do with it? Belts. Oh, like more keys for the belts? No. More belts. See, what's interesting is they are just releasing a bunch of keys as well. Like, this isn't like Kabuto where it's just like a bunch of belts and there's no gimmicks. They're doing gimmicks and belts. So, I don't know. Geo must have... they got too much money from Geo and they're like, hell, we need to get rid of this. Let's... All belts. Everyone gets a belt. Literally, everyone has their own belt. Like, come on. So... Let's move on from Kamen Rider and go to Super Sentai with Kiramager, and Kirame Silver got revealed, and I need to make everything appear on screen. Huzzah! Oh, also I forgot to mention, we have 120 viewers. Thank you guys so much. I think that's the most viewers we've ever had on a live stream, so that's pretty awesome. So, Kirame Silver. I need to find the translations to talk about Kirame Silver, because there's actually a lot more to Kirame Silver than like Arc Zero, because I mean this is a hero. They're gonna be like, look all this stuff. So he is the piercing shining Kirame Silver, 6th member of the Kiramagers. That is all on this page apparently. I'm just gonna leave that one up since I kind of like the look of that. So he transforms using the shiny Kirame changer. By switching the disc into changer, it transforms him into Kirame Silver, and the dome on the changer acts as a globe that can track where treasures are. And he has Waz's book, where he writes down adventures. I kind of like that's incorporated into his suit. That's pretty fun. I don't think we usually see that. That's kind of like if Waz just had his book on his suit. I guess I should talk about the look of the suit. I don't hate it. I think it looks pretty good. I'm not really like, oh, I hate we're getting another Silver Ranger, because I've kind of accept that at this point. We're just gonna get Silver Rangers all the time. So I like that this one just has a bunch of orange on it. And then the blue color is really nice as well. So I think I like the suit. If I had to make one critique, nitpick, it would be the arms are orange, and I think they would have worked better with the light blue color we have going on. I think that would have been cooler as the arm shine thing, and then the bands are still orange. That's my only nitpick, because I really like the rest of the suit. It's probably my favorite Kiramager suit, honestly. A lot of people have been saying, oh, I hate this, and I mean, go ahead, but I actually quite like it. So, and obviously on there we can actually see our the Ranger. So he is his name is Takamichi Crystalia. So his last name is literally the planet that Mabushina is from. I wonder what that could mean for his backstory. He is a treasure hunter who searches the globe for valuable items. He has a habit of saying wonder before anything. So he's Juru, basically. He says wonder instead of Kirame King. Kirame Silver is also extremely powerful, like every 6th Ranger on their debut. That's not what it says. I added that. He has the strength to punch a dump truck barreling its way towards him without even flinching. The other Kiramagers will soon come to learn of this new warrior's power. Takamichi Crystalia is a man who journeys around the globe in search of treasures with vast amounts of power. So, Kamen Rider D-End. There you go. Kamen Rider D-End, but just all on Earth. He uses his changer and his treasure journal to give him hints to find the treasures, and uses his shiny breaker to dig them up. So the shiny breaker is actually it's a jackhammer. So, you know, Thouser has the 1000 jacker because he jacks powers. This guy has just a jackhammer. I don't have a picture of the jackhammer here. Shoot, I should probably show that off, because it is pretty cool looking, I think. I'll show this one actually. His goggles actually function as goggles, apparently. Like, he can actually pull them over his eyes, and I love that. I mean, like, the goggles work. You never see that work. Like, Enter and Escape and Go Busters, I guess Blaze and Roxy now, they just have goggles on their helmets, but, like, they don't move at all, because, I mean, I don't really expect them to. These move. That's really fun. So, what do we have next? I don't remember in these pictures. Here we go. Here's the shiny breaker, the jackhammer. So he uses his jackhammer to mine treasures and stuff, but he can also use it to fly. And apparently it's also a blaster, and I think a sword, probably, and a claw. So jackhammer, I'm assuming a sword. It doesn't really explicitly say it's a sword, but then also a blaster and a sword. So it has, a hand. So it has like 4 different modes. So I don't know, pretty useful jackhammer. I mean, if this is his only arsenal, I guess it makes sense that he would have like all of these different features to it, so he can actually use it all the time. Now, I actually forgot to put a picture here of it. But there's also this new thing called a Monstone. So it's basically, as it says, it's a monsterized version of a Kirame stone. So think, basically Smug Jokey as a evil Kirame stone, except this one's just a monster and not a purple dinosaur. And this is pretty clearly going to be his mech, Kirame Silver's mech. We did get leaks earlier about the rest of his arsenal. I'm not really gonna go look for that because it's just like a bunch of names. But off the top of my head, it is the name of his mech is the Gigant Driller, and then there's like 2 weapon series Kirame stones, and then like a big weapon series Kirame stone. So I'm assuming that basically, let me switch to the third picture, or the last picture I have. There's not really too much of these pictures. Yeah, here's just another look at his weapon, as I was saying. So there's no look at his mech as usually. It's gonna be the next month. Obviously I was gonna say most likely, but like obviously it's gonna be next month because that's how it worked with Gold, Ryusou Gold. So what I'm thinking is this: we have established that there are Kirame stones just on Earth. So I'm assuming that this guy's, as he says, an adventurer. So he just goes around and he finds, these stones, somehow manages to cobble together his own weapon and his own changer, and then obviously can become a ranger. But because he doesn't have Juru's ability to just create Kirame stone items, somehow they're gonna tame Monstone, and they're gonna make him Silver's mech. And also, I would like to point out that Monstone is orange, so if he does become Silver's mech, he's not gonna be a silver mech for the most part. So complain about him being silver, but his mech probably won't be silver. So that's all for Kirame Silver. What do you guys think of Kirame Silver? I'm excited for him. Six Ranger debuts are always cool, and I'm interested to see and I'm interested to see how he functions with the team, because there's like no shots of him here with the team. So anyone else getting Gurren Lagann vibes because of his weapon? I'm not, because I haven't watched Gurren Lagann's. I hope we get a lot of mecha in this series like Ryu Soldier. Kind of. I don't think we are. What do we have so far? So we have Kiramager. Let's look at this from Sentai potential standards, alright? We have $50 Megazord Kiramager, $50 Megazord King Express, $50 Megazord, what's his name? Gigant Driller. And then we have the 3 weapon series Mashin, which honestly they are all together like $15. They're small. And then we have these 2 other weapon Mashin that are coming out either next month or in the coming months, so that's like $15, right? And then there's this other one that is like on its own $15. So what I've been thinking is, a lot of people are saying like, oh, they don't combine, or King Express and Kiramager don't combine, when usually those kinds of mechas would combine. And just combining Kirame Silver's mech with Kiramager and leaving out King Express feels a little, sorry King Express. So if any of you remember Ninja Storm or Hurricaneger, for the Sentai fans, we are looking at Sentai. So there was that little guy, I don't know his Japanese name, but his name was Minizord, and he combined the 6 Ranger mechs. The 6 Ranger mech in quotes, they weren't 6 Rangers. He combined the Thunderstorm 6 Ranger mechs and the Ninja Storm mechs together. Like they could basically combine already. You just needed that little guy to finish it off. I think that the larger weapon Mashin that we're going to see at the end of this quarter, I think that's going to be the mini Zord. Like, we're gonna see him combine Kiramager, King Express, and Gigant Driller. That's what I think. If not that, I think that Gigant Driller will combine King Express and Kiramager. Something will combine King Express and Kiramager. I really don't think they're gonna leave King Express out of a combination. If they are, I think they're just gonna leave out Smoke Jockey, since Smoke Jockey is just Garza's still, really. So at least that Mashin Express is gonna do something with the others. So since we are pretty early into the show, Silver is probably going to be like Dean, where he'll eventually join the group, but for now it's just showing up when he can. I mean, that's like all the 6 Rangers at first. What do I think Kishirio's adaptation name will be as a Megazord? I mean, we don't know the name of the season, so it'll probably just be the name of the season. Actually, no, I was going to say it's going to be the name of the season Megazord, but the Go Buster, I completely forgot the name. The Beast Morphers Megazord is not the Beast Morphers Megazord. It's called the Beast X Megazord. So probably Dino X Megazord. There you go. Got it. I think it's weird that he's silver when Machine Express is already kind of silver. I mean, it's more of a white. Like, the CG model is kind of silver, but the toy itself is white, and when it's combined with Smoke Jockey, it's white. So hello, Special Form, in the chat. We were actually using your translations for all the information that I was speaking of earlier, so that's pretty cool. That is all for all the scans, I should point out. I don't know if I said that. So Zero-One looks cool, and Kiramager looks cool, and that's my final verdict on the scans. If you guys have any talking points you want me to talk about, I can try to find an image and put it on screen, but for now we're just going to put our Lord and Savior, the Hyper Muteki figure arts. Which, in case you didn't see that one stream I did a while ago, I do have pre-ordered because, you know, I have to. I also, because I'm in quarantine, for my birthday, I took a look around online, and I have some parts of Muteki, I guess I should say, not the suit, but you know, something related to the suit. That's not the suit. I have on its way. I have no idea when those are coming because you know, the world is kind of falling apart. So yeah, but that's cool. I really want Kiramager and King Express to combine. I do as well. No problem, Special Form, for using your translations. Those are always very useful for the streams and just for my own information since I can't read Japanese. So I think Kirame Silver is the only Sentai Ranger to pull off a split visor. It's like, yes, probably, and it's like barely a split visor, honestly. Like, not really. Like, just barely under the part that splits it, there is just a not a split. There's part of the actual visor, so it's like barely not a split visor. They were like, you want us to do a split visor? No, we're not. They baited everyone who wanted a split visor. I don't really care. I'm never really like, I hope they do this with this design and that with that design. No, if I'm just like, if it's red, I like it. If it's not red but like cool, I like it. If it's gold, I really like it. You know, I don't really have any like people are always like, oh, what do you hope they do next for Sentai or Rider? I'm like, I hope it looks cool. I probably won't be getting anything for a while now since Japan Post has stopped their services, though DHL and FedEx are still going. Goddamn FedEx. Really gonna put the world at stake for shipping. That was a joke, FedEx. Keep doing what you're doing. Emu vibe check. I actually changed my mind. I'm gonna put the two big boys of the scans. Have I seen Yua punch the hell out of Guy this week? Yes, I did. That was really cool. I like they went, you know what? We're going to just put finisher text with her punching in civilian form. Because why the hell not? That was cool. Did I ever watch Amazons with a Z? No. Have I gotten any toys from Kiramager yet? No. I usually don't buy Sentai stuff because honestly, in my head, I'm just like, I could buy it like now and it's going to be really expensive for shipping and stuff. Or I could just wait like X amount of years and I can just get it for Power Rangers. So that's why now there are special instances. For example, Ryu Soldier, I had to have that mecha. So I have all the Ryu Soldier mini plot, as you probably saw in Sentai Potential Ryu Soldier and the review, I guess. So there are specific instances where I need the mecha, like King Express. I was going to get the mini plot, and then I just I didn't because the pre-orders kind of came out of nowhere, and now I can't because everything is closed. Sorry, shipping is closed from Japan. So maybe when this whole thing blows over, if it's still in stock, then why the hell not? I may get that. But for now, I have nothing from that purchase. Thoughts on Kamen Rider Zero Reiwa, the first generations? It looks cool. I can't wait to see it. I have not seen it yet, to the surprise of no one. Now, I actually am going to start seeing all of those movies soon, which makes me very happy because, well, I have, like, no video ideas currently. I mean, I always do. I have, like, a list. But I do just want to start reviewing all those movies because I have, like, a massive backlog. So, I guess, what are my video plans? I'll probably remind you guys later, but this Friday, I'm going to release that live stream that I did before, the Minecraft live stream, the April Fool's live stream. I'm going to release that one as, like, an edited version. I, like, made a full video of it. So that will be Friday. And then the week after that will be my review of New World Grease, because I still haven't seen that, and I want to see it, and I want to review it. So I'm probably going to see it later today, actually, after this live stream. I'm going to watch that movie and get some thoughts down. And then in a couple weeks, you'll see that review. And then after that will just be a bunch of reviews. So I'm probably going to go in continuity, in quotes, order, because Gio's involved. So Grease New... I only know the order and continuity for Kamen Rider. So Grease New World, the Geo Reiwa, the first generation, and then not Overquarter. I have a review of that. What's it called? I don't even... Gates Majesty, there you go. And then I'm gonna review the Lupin versus Q versus Pato movie, somewhere in there, and then the Ryu Soldier movie somewhere in there as well. So I have, like, all of those downloaded. I'm ready to watch this. I'm ready. I need to watch Toku movies. So yeah, those will be up somewhere at some point. And then I'm also in the middle of writing Kuga, my review for Kamen Rider Kuga, and my writer potential for Kamen Rider Kuga. And then after that, I can finally move on to Den-O and watch Den-O, because that's what you guys voted, but I also want to see Den-O. thoughts on tokusatsu. Tokusatsu is awesome, and if you don't know what that is, it's a TV channel in quotes because it's on Pluto TV. So like kind of, but like it's a special case. But it's basically a tokusatsu, not shoutsu, TV channel called tokusatsu. So it's awesome. How did I get the Kamen Rider mod from Minecraft? I downloaded it. I have in every Kamen Rider Craft video, I have a link to where I downloaded it in the description, so you can watch or check that out. Anyone get a vibe of Mugen Damashi from Ghost for Kirame Silver? I honestly don't. Like everyone's saying it. Like the only connection would just be the helmet. They're just like the singular spike, because like people have been saying like the goggles, he doesn't, I mean like Mugen doesn't have the infinity on his eyes. It's the belt. So like I don't know. I don't see the connection really to Mugen other than like silver, orange, horn. I don't really see it. But I mean, hey, if you see it, I hope you like Mugen, because then you can like Kirame Silver. What would Zero-One final be if it was a comedian base form? That would be funny. Kamen Rider Zero-One Aruto Janaito. That's his final form. Am I going to do Rider Potential Sinja in the near future? I do want to do a video on Sinja. If you don't know what Kamen Rider Sinja is, that's like my OC Kamen Rider. I had like an idea in it when like I kind of like put out the base idea in a video. I have since then actually thought up of a lot of stuff. I'm actually trying to think up some plot for it, and I actually do kind of want to. I want to do a video on Sinja, kind of like fully develop like the full thing, like. Honestly, what the video would be is just like a history of Kamen Rider, but it's my fan-made Kamen Rider, so you know. But like, so far nothing developed for it. But do I wish that Waz got a Visima? Yes, I'm very sad. If he doesn't, I will be very sad if he doesn't, because I think he deserves a better final form than Ginga. Because Ginga is fine, but as a suit, but like in the show, nope. Quiz needs a V-Cinema. I don't know. I would have liked a Rider Time special like Shinobi, but instead they gave us Rider Time Ryuki because they forgot to write in him getting to ride watch in the season. So, did I see Izu and Aruto being fused for Zero-One's final form? I did. I wouldn't mind if that was the idea for the final form. Now, after Arc Zero debuting here, with the eye clearly being like just the arc, I kind of feel like the final form is going to be with Zaya. Like at first I was thinking no, that's not going to happen, because Shining Assault or the Hopper, oh my god, Assault Wolf was like the arc connection form, and Shining Assault was like the Zaya and Arc connection form. But judging by how like they have an Arc form and they still make a full-on Arc Rider, I feel like we're still going to see I think the final form is going to be like this but white, so like Zaya fused with Zero-One. Day one of wanting Thomas to do History of Sinja or Kamen Rider Potential Sinja. Thank you for asking this, Fire Fury. What are my thoughts on us getting another comic relief duo into Ryusoulger adaptation? I was so excited for this Ryusoulger adaptation. Like, I had so much faith. I was excited for it. Yes, I was just excited for the toys, but like, I really liked Ryusoulger, so I was excited for the show. And then the fact they're still gonna do, like, comic relief characters, that makes me disappointed, because I really don't like them. If they do it well, obviously I will be happy, but I just don't like those comic relief characters. So like, I mean, Bulk and Skull are the originals, so you can't really hate it. But they're not really that annoying or bad. And obviously, in the comics, they have been like fully fleshed out as really interesting characters, so that's also cool. But then Bulk and the cousin, I don't even remember his name. Not Skull and Bones. I don't remember the Bulk and the guy from Samurai. I didn't really like them because it was kind of like what we're getting now, where it's like you have the stuff with the Rangers, and then you do like a hard cut to like the comic relief, and then after that was Victor and Monty, and Victor and Monty were bad. End of story. And then Ben and Betty are, I mean, they're good. I would say they're like the best outside of Bulk and Skull, but I feel like there's still some moments where it's like it's really really ridiculous. Now, my problem just in general with those kinds of characters is I feel like comedy is something you shouldn't be expecting. Like, you shouldn't be watching the show and you're like, oh, here's where they're gonna make a joke. But like with the comic relief characters, it's like they pop up on screen and you're like, it's like the show's going like, this is when you're supposed to laugh because we have these characters. Now you laugh. I don't really like them. So I will only accept the Ryusoulger doing that if the comic relief characters are Weisel and Creon, because that's what they were in Ryusoulger, quite honestly. And they were done really well in Ryusoulger. If you haven't seen my Ryusoulger review, I love Weisel. So, yeah. Every time I say that, I realize they're probably going to make a Weisel figure, and that makes me very happy. So in that span of 2 minutes, I have regained all faith in the Ryusoulger adaptation. Have I watched One Punch Man? No. I don't watch like any anime because I'm too busy with Toku. Woo! Isn't Metal Cluster Hopper technically an arc form that's connected to Zaya? Yeah, that as well. Although it's not like visually like that, but yeah, like in conception it is. Thoughts on Guy Thouser getting his arse kicked every week for the past God knows how long? It's kind of getting annoying. Like, it's like, woo, we kicked Guy's ass again. Like, usually when you beat up a villain, it's like, woo, we finally kicked their ass. Like, the first time when, like, Metal Cluster Hopper beat up Guy, everyone, like, that was awesome, right? And then after that, he did it again. Now, I guess, granted, when he did it again, he was under the control of the Ark. But, I mean, he wasn't under the control of the Ark. He did it himself. And then, again, and then again, and then again. Like, I mean, like, at this point, I can't really take Thouser seriously as a villain now, because he's just gonna get his ass kicked. He's just a foot soldier at this point, right? Speaking of the foot soldiers, I have to rant about the Battle Raiders. I don't like the Battle Raiders. Like, a design wise, I think they're awesome. They look cool. But I think they're awesome design-wise, but, like, it feels like they're trying to make them this season's foot soldiers. So, like, the Rio Troopers, the Kurokage Troopers, the Ride Players, which, you know, Ride Players are the best. But, like, they only ever show 2 of them at a time. It is so funny. And this is kind of a spoiler for the newest episode, but not really. Like, there's no plot at all. But, like, in this episode, there are 6 Battle Raiders. 6 different Battle Raiders. 6 different people turn into Battle Raiders in this episode. But they only ever show 2 of them at a time. So, it's like, they're trying to be like, look, there are so many Battle Raiders. But they only ever show 2 at a time. Literally, only 2 at a time. Every time. So I'm like, how am I supposed to believe there's more of these guys, like, going about doing their business? I only ever see 2, and they have the budget to make more, because I think there's at least 3 in the first generation movie, because it's like the same design. Like, they took those designs from that movie. I know there's like a screenshot where there's like 3 of those. You have 3. At least give us like more. Why? It's so stupid. Like, am I the only one who's upset by this? I'm probably the only one that's upset by this, and that's fine. Because I'm upset by little things, as you can clearly tell. But, like, I don't know. That's really annoying to me. Like, I'm pretty sure they have the budget to make more of those suits. So then, then it's like, oh, they don't have enough Raid Riser props. But first of all, I'm pretty sure they do. And second of all, like, they're making a toy. Literally just, like, call up Bandai. Bandai, we need to borrow, like, 10 Raid Risers and, like, horseshoe crab keys. And then they just do that. And, like, I don't know. The B spot should have been the comic relief in Beast Morphers. That's yeah. The B spots are so underutilized. It's kind of like the same thing in Beast Morphers as like when Ben and Betty are on screen. You're like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to laugh. With the Beast Morphers or with the B spots when they show up, you're basically like, oh, if they're in this episode, that means they're probably an integral part of the episode. Like they always show up when they're important. And someone said Spike as the name of the comic relief in Samurai, so thank you for pointing that out. I forgot. Any plans to sponsor my video someday? Perhaps I could consider a certain mobile game. See, Raid Shadow Legends said on Twitter they only sponsor people who actively play their game. I do not actively play their game. And I don't know if I would actively play their game for money as well. So, why have comic relief if you can have the main team making puns about the theme of the season? Yeah, I mean, like, just make your Rangers funny. Have a comic relief Ranger. Like, I don't... If you have a Ranger, like a main character, that I'm supposed to be like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to laugh, I guess that's fine. Like, that's what Xander did in Mystic Force, kind of. Not really, but yeah. Is Arc Zero the final form of Zero-One? Far from it. Arc Zero is a completely new rider. We need a new form for Zero-One. I mean, next month. Have I heard the Gates Majesty jingle? No, I usually like to hear movie exclusive form jingles when I see the movie. So Gates Majesty, Cyclone Riser, Perfect Kingdom. I do not know what those sounds are like at all because I haven't seen those movies. Isn't Raiden coming back? Yes. The first time the Battle Raiders said install, it was overshadowed by Perfect Rise, and that told me their plot relevance immediately. There you go. Battle Raiders have no plot relevance either. Like, at least all the other troopers had some sort of relevance to the plot. Like, again, I don't mean to be that guy, but I do mean to be that guy. I'm always that guy. The Ride players have, like, all the plot relevance in Eggshade when they appear. So... How would I rank the Battle Raiders in terms of foot soldiers and Kamen Rider? Well, I would put them pretty high. They may be number one, like from a visual standpoint. From a plot idea standpoint, I haven't seen all the shows, obviously, but like from the two, really, I know. I mean, just comparing it to Eggshade bias aside, the Battle Raiders are nothing, so. What is my favorite Super Sentai character song? Character song specifically, I really like Lupin X's song. So, no, seriously, we got Thouser and Zero-One, but where's 10 and 100? Honestly, you just made me realize they should have called Arc Zero Kamen Rider -1, and now I'm really sad. Aruto final theme will probably be Zeo-One, probably. If the Battle Raiders in USA installed, but the others who became Raiders didn't. I mean, that's because these are, like, trying to be Raiders, per se. Like, obviously the others are trying to be Raiders as well, but those are more, like, from a, like, kind of, like, in the world of the show, kind of, I guess from our perspective as well, the Raiders are usually, they're more monsters of the week, and these are foot soldiers and like a pseudo rider form, so they're kind of more they're more rider-esque, so they get, like, obviously design wise the others are as well, but these are actually trying to be like riders, I guess, per se. Same thing with like Dodo guy, Ansatsu. He would say Ansatz before he dodoed in his last few episodes alive. Can I get an F for Dodo Raider? Actually, I don't want spam. Arc 0 equals Naki, possibly. I mentioned that earlier. I think that would be the most interesting place to take it, other than Evil Izu, because that would kind of be like Evil Poppy, I guess. I wonder how countries other than Japan react to Rider and Sentai. I mean, probably just like us in, America and elsewhere. Just like, oh, it looks like Power Rangers. Funny, very funny. Arc 0 should have been called Aruto Janai. It's not Aruto. Yeah. Thoughts on Zero-One fighting Jackal? I really like it. I should probably pull up a picture of it because I don't quite remember what it looks like. But I think it looks good. I really like the incorporation of like the fighting Jackal head, like the jackal kind of ears, and like the Egyptian collar thing. I don't know what to call that, but I kind of like that the form has that. If it was a figure, it would have no head articulation, but Evil Izu should be called Izunt because puns. How big is the chance of Yua using the Jackal key into Shot Riser? I put this on Twitter, but like I am 99% sure that what's gonna happen is in one of the final Zero-One episodes. I'm about to like have some big X8 spoilers, so like might want to mute me for like a couple minutes. But in the end of X8, Taiga uses the gamer driver and 2 Kamen Rider Chronicle Gashats and becomes Cronus with a gamer driver. It's like it's the same suit, but now he just has a gamer driver. I'm pretty sure that that's gonna happen to the third rider of this season, Valkyrie. She's probably gonna use Fighting Jackal into Shot Riser, and she's going to have the exact same. It's gonna be the same suit, except now she has a Shot Riser on. She's probably gonna lose the scythe as well because Shot Riser. So that's my theory. Usually the third riders usually get some kind of special in the end, right? And this is just like, hey, it's a new rider form, but now she has a new belt. Characters is the Ryusoulger's Power Rangers adaptation will have Arthurian names. I'm not sure what you mean by that. No, I mean, I don't know if they will. I think there's a possibility that they're gonna be in high school. I think they were looking for high school age actors. So hopefully it's not in high school because that's like really boring. The only way I will accept if Ryusoulger takes place in the high school again is if they do what the Go-Go Power Rangers comics are doing. If you can't tell, I love the Power Rangers comics, but I only want them to bring high school back in this modern setting if they do something interesting with it. Like in Ninja Steel, no, it was not very like at least Ninja Steel and Megaforce, it's like part of the plot that they're in high school, kind of, not really, but like it's not it's not really interesting like how they have it in high school. Like they're like, oh, our lab's in high school. That's it. There are some episodes that take place in the school, but like not really. They don't do anything with the high school. I would only like if it's in high school if they kind of like show the struggles of being in high school and a Power Ranger like the comics do. Like they're struggling like all these classes and now they have to go save the world every so often, or like there was something where like a monster attack was happening and the school has to like go into lockdown because, you know, the city's being attacked by a giant monster, but then like the Power Rangers have to sneak out so they can actually turn into Power Rangers and save the city. But obviously the teachers don't know that, so when Jason's trying to sneak off, they're like, Jason, what are you doing? Like, you can't do that, there's a monster attack. the Power Rangers will save us, but they're telling the Power Rangers don't go save the city. So if they do something like that, that's when I would think that's how I would be okay with the whole high school setting coming back. But if they don't do that, Aruto's final form will use 2 progress keys, being Rising Hopper and Rocking Hopper, his dad's progress key. I don't think so, because Rocking Hopper is a premium Bandai exclusive. So, that means if you want to create the final form of Zero-One, you need to have this completely different belt. What does Jujube mean? I was called Jujube as a kid by my family as a nickname. So I incorporated it into my username, and now it's here. Now we're here. What if Arc Zero is the vice president? That is something I did not think of. That would be really interesting. I'm not sure how that would play into the season at all. Granted, he's also just not an interesting character at all where it stands. So I'm not entirely sure how I would feel about that. I'm certainly something I'm not expecting to happen. So, what happened with the progress keys that the Raiders use? I think that Zaya got them back, or I think Ames has them. Somebody has them. Rocking Hopper disappeared after the events of the first generation. Well, there you go. High school could work because it could be like Dino Thunder or Turbo Ranger. Dino Thunder is good. I would like, I think if they did something like Dino Thunder. I think Dino Thunder did the same thing that I was just saying. The early episode showed the struggle of being a Power Ranger and being in school. Also, not to mention the high school setting works because Dr. Oliver and then Trent is a fellow student at the school, and then Anton Mercer. So, a lot of stuff plays into that. So, the next Kamen Rider season will be martial arts theme. I don't know where you got information, but I would like to know where you got that information. What's my favorite opening in Kamen Rider? Either Be the One or Excite. What do I want the season after Zero-One to be? I don't know. I mentioned earlier, I don't really care if it's oh, I wonder what this season will be. If it looks cool to me, I'm alright, I'm excited. If not, I'll still watch the show, and I'll probably like the suits at some point, so. The comic relief duo in Zero-One with the vice president and his assistant are handled better than the ones in Power Rangers the past 2 seasons. I mean, that's a fact, but they're also actually trying to do something interesting with those characters. The vice president actually provides some sort of drama with Aruto, and the guy with him is kind of just there, but that's fine as well. Casey and Devin were really good comic relief duos, and Dino Thunder, that is true as well. Dino Thunder is just really good in general. Hello, Bruised Soup. Dino Charge is the only Neo Saban not set in school, and it's the most liked season from that era from what I've seen. Coincidence? I think not. That is true, but also Samurai doesn't take place in school. But Samurai is also probably what people put second most liked out of the Neo Spawn season, so your point still stands. The 2 least hated seasons are not in high school. So if Zero-One was adapted to the West, what would it be called? Kamen Rider Zero-One? No, I don't know. Do I think they'll give Shinobi a full show? I really don't think that Shinobi is going to be in 2022. I would love it to happen. Now, this is not someone who's I hate Shinobi, I don't want it to be the next season. I would love it to be whatever 2022 season. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. It's very unlikely for me. Very unlikely to happen in my opinion. But I would like it to happen. I'm not saying I wouldn't like it to happen. Where can we watch Zero-One? Do a quick Google search, Kamen Rider Zero-One Episode 1, and you'll probably find something. When you realize Megaforce, the most hated season, didn't even have the dreaded, unfunny comic relief duo. I mean, because they dropped the comic relief duo, but then like completely failed on every other aspect. So everyone's saying Masked Rider Binary. Now there's an idea. What if Shinobi had a crossover with the 2022 season? That I also don't think is very likely, but I think that is more likely than Shinobi actually being the 2022 season. And I mean, either way, I would like that. That would be really fun, I think. Could be a great way to bring Geo back with like new ride watches as well. You're saying it wrong. You're actually not supposed to say Geo. It's pronounced Z-O. Please say it right. Sorry. How would I feel about a Reiwa anniversary season based on rumors? I've not heard of those rumors, but I would still be okay with that. Next season and next year is the 50th anniversary of the franchise, so I'm not sure if they're going to do an anniversary rider so soon, but they're probably going to do... I think at the most we're going to get like that Ghost movie, like with Ichigo coming back. And I think at the most, or as well, I think we're probably going to get like the return of those crossover movies with Sentai and Rider, just because Rider's having its 50th anniversary, and Sentai's having its 45th. So, you know, there's a lot of options there, guys. You know, please do something with it. Daniel Irkai says he's late to the live stream, but thank you for coming anyway. I'll probably end in like 15 minutes here soon, so we'll go a little bit longer. Do I think Kamen Rider Waz will get his solo movie? I hope so, because I think he's a really popular character even in Japan, so they have all the reason to. They can repaint the suit again, and there you go. What if the next Kamen Rider season were themed around mecha? That would be really cool. Looks like Lord Draken is going to be returning to the comics. In where? Where did you find that information? I would like to know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I am actually genuinely curious. If it's that issue 50 cover, then I do know what that is. But Waz. Yes. Do I think Kiramager will get a 7th Ranger? I won't say they won't, but I'm not really sure they will as well. If Geisel didn't last as a 7th Ranger, I'm not sure Kiramager will have one at all. If they give Kamen Rider Shinobi a full season, do you think it will give him a new rider belt to transform? Definitely. For like 100% he's getting a new belt, because his belt is currently a premium Bandai exclusive Jigu driver with a faceplate that comes with 2 other faceplates, 3 other faceplates that were in Geo. So honestly, I just want a Rider season themed around Rider as a franchise. Isn't that both Decade and Geo's aesthetics? So, what was my initial reaction to the Dynamiting Lion Key scan? Well, since in the Discord we have been waiting for like the release of that concept art for so long, finally seeing it was actually really fulfilling, and it was also great to see that the key was getting released in some way, because it hasn't gotten an official announcement until, you know, that scan. Because a lot of the synopsis for 50, 51, and 52 pretty much indicated, along with them saying it was the return of a fan favorite character. Alright, well, yeah. I mean, Draken's probably going to return because it's like it's basically the cover boy for the entire comic season. So, which name is better for when Kiramager gets adapted to Power Rangers? Crystal Force or Gem Force? No offense, but I don't think either of those would... I don't like most of those because I don't like Force in the name. Crystal something I think would be really interesting, though. Wouldn't it be cool if they brought back the voice that was present from Dino Charge when it came to the Zords combining, as well as for Megazords and their formations? That would be cool. I would like that. I kind of want a rider with a space name like Ginga. Yeah, that would be cool. Like Q-Ranger as Kamen Rider. Music theme Sentai team Toei, make it happen. Jaminger. I mean, there you go. If they give Kamen Rider, I answered that one. If they give Kamen Rider Shinobi a full season, do you think they'll give him a new driver? Yes. What's my favorite episode in Zero-One? I don't know. There's not really an episode that I've been like, that's going to be my favorite episode of this show. Maybe the one where Aruto creates heated manufacturing. Too much force in Power Rangers. I mean, Power Rangers, when you compare it to the Korean version, if you didn't know, in Korea they dub over the Sentai footage after it happens in Japan, but they call it Power Rangers, and then they give it its own subtitle, and it's always force. Like, it's always force. So like Megaforce was Pirate Force. They subbed Tokyuger because they're just subbing. I forget if they're subbing or dubbing, but since they're just taking the show as it is, it's always like Pirate Force, Rail Force, Wild Force. Ooh. I think or Kyoryuger was Dino Force, and then they had Dino Force Brave. I think Ryu Soldier was Soul Force. So they've actually been getting a lot of Soul movies. Or sorry, there have been a lot of Force names in Korea. Do I find Scouting Panda's release circumstances to be weird in any way? I think they're really funny. In case no one knows, Scouting Panda has gotten a release, but in China, I think. And I think it's currently unclear. I'm not entirely sure myself, but I think it's either because of the current world situation, it just got released in China early, or it's literally just a China exclusive, which is really funny for a Panda key to be Chinese exclusive, but it also must be a pain in the ass since that's an actual progress key in the show. Like, if you're a collector, good luck. Like, sincerely, good luck getting that key, because that would be a pain in the ass. Like, as a hopefully X8 collector, like hardcore X8 collector at some point, if they had a Chinese Gashat, goddamn, that would be hard to get. Megazord with a rider kick finisher, anyone? The Go Busters mecha did that. It did the Forze finisher. Like straight up, I had the drills and stuff. The producer for Geo said Woz wouldn't get his own solo movie because it apparently would take away from what makes Geo special. So making a movie with what makes Geo special would make Geo, as a result, not special? ? Is that what that means? Because it's kind of dumb. Give me the Woz movie, Toei. Give me the Woz movie. 9 Force. Power Rangers, 9 Force. Q-Ranger pun, obviously. Not pun, but reference, obviously. I would like to see a 4-Ranger Sentai team. It's the only number they haven't done yet. That's Lupin Ranger versus Power Ranger. The Lupin Rangers are a 4-Ranger team with Lupin X, and the Power Rangers are a 4-Ranger team with Patrolman X. If there was a season from Geo with the Miriders, which would I want as a show? Shinobi, Quiz, Kikai, or Ginga? Honestly, Ginga, just because we know nothing about Ginga, and we kind of got the others in Geo as already. Like, as much as I hate Ginga, I would kind of like to see, what the hell is going on with Ginga in the show, because he makes no sense. Power Rangers adaptation names for Kiramager. How about Sparkle Slasher? Sparkle Slashers, plural? I like that. What do I feel when Woz didn't get his own movie, and when they did it, what plot do I think it would be? I don't know what plot it would be. I would kind of like to see it. I would really like to see the Woz V Cinema, if it happens. If it's just like him throughout these different time resets. So like, clearly, obviously, he is he's immortal to the not immortal. He's maybe immortal actually. Let me rephrase that. Maybe immortal, but he's clearly immune to the different timeline resets. So I think it would be really interesting if the V cinema was just him like in these time resets, and then I don't know, someone threatens like all of existence with the time resets, and now he has to fight them, something like that. Panda was planned to be released in Japan but got postponed due to the current world situation. All right, well, I guess overall that's just a really interesting occurrence. It's kind of funny we never got like any catalog leak of Panda, I guess. So I guess it is still just kind of out of nowhere, huh? Billy Cranston as the new mentor for the Power Rangers season. That would be really cool. I would not mind like this being like a legacy sort of season just because dinosaurs, but I hope they don't like mega force it and it's like really heavy handed with the like. Honestly, I feel like it should only be a legacy season to just the dinosaur seasons. What is my favorite raider? The bull raider, that one, because it's red. I understand why people want the Ryusoulger adaptation to connect to past PR seasons, but do you think Hasbro really needs to do that? No, I don't think it needs to. It would be cool, like a special where it does that. I feel like would be cool. Just, I mean, I don't think the show needs to, but I think it would be. I feel like the show, somebody needs to just acknowledge, like, hey, we have 4 dinosaur seasons now. Not saying that as a bad thing, saying that as an interesting thing. Like, there's 4 of these. The franchise started with dinosaurs. You know, do something with that. But, like, I don't think the season needs to just be, like, Power Rangers Dinosaur Legacy season to the show. I almost said the movie, but that's wrong. And before Ginga is an alternate universe decade. I want a Waz movie just so he can EY himself and say Waga Mao a few times. That would, I mean, that's kind of the only reason I want a Waz movie. Do I think they will ever make a Kamen Rider based on dreams and nightmares? Probably. Maybe. I won't say probably. Maybe. I'm really curious what the black Kamen Rider in this page. He looks so asymmetrical and cool. Well, we talked all about him earlier. His name, or her name, is Kamen Rider Arc Zero. Ginga should have been a presenter from Forze, aka the unseen aliens that made the course switch. I mean, he could be. We just don't know anything about Ginga. I mean, like, honestly, Ginga could probably be like so many things, but we just literally know nothing about Ginga. What if Waz went into battle against himself from other timelines? Ooh, Waz Battle Royale. Actually, the Waz V Cinema should just be EY Sentai Waz Ranger, because we already have Kuro Waz, we have Shiro Waz, we have Red Waz from the V Cinema. So black, red, white. We just need yellow Waz and blue Waz, and we have a full Sentai team. Who's the 6th Ranger though? Is it another Waz or is it Sogo? If that rider is named Arc Zero, would the opposite actually be Zero-One? I mean, in theory, yeah. What year does Waz come from? I think it's 2068. I'm pretty sure. Like, just judging by how like Tsukiyomi and Gates knew him, it's probably 2068. But just because of Over Quartzer and the Quartzers, he could be from a different timeline. Or not, yeah, timeline, straight up. If Ginga got a show, what would be the plot and how he got his powers? I mean, I don't know. We know nothing about Ginga. Did it end? Did what end? I kind of wish Toei and Atlas worked together on live action stuff, because a lot of Kamen Rider and Sentai references that Atlas puts in Persona. Well, I don't play Persona, so. Who's my favorite character in Battle for the Grid? Draken. I mained Draken. I mean, I still do, but I don't play it that often anymore. Do I think there's a chance that they shoot more original footage so Geizold gets a longer part on the main team? Probably, just because, I mean, they did a lot with Blaze and Roxy in Beast Morphers. like making a new version of Roxy and making Dark Buster just a full rider, not a full rider, a full ranger. What's my favorite joke from Zero-One? I don't know. I don't really remember most of the jokes. They're fine, but I don't like remember anything about them. What is my favorite tertiary writer? Was do I like Ultraman? I don't hate Ultraman, but like I haven't seen any Ultraman, so like I don't know if that says how much I like Ultraman. Like I don't hate Ultraman. Maybe they used a Dino special to introduce Ryusoulger. That would be awesome. I would love that. Wouldn't it make a perfect sense to adapt JoJo as the 30th season since it was also a Sentai anniversary season? I mean, in that sense, yes, but also, like, visually, there's nothing about JoJo that is an anniversary. Like, literally, the only anniversary element is the Gokaigers steal the anniversary halfway through the show. All you need to do is, like, not adapt those episodes, and it could just work as its own episode. I mean, its own episode or episodes. What if Ginga is Woz from the future? Possibly. Again, we don't know. Sixth Ranger is Protag Woz, the one from the world where he's the main character of the series. Well, that's already Kuro Woz, and he would have to be part of the main team. Woz versus another Ginga to stop another Ginga from distorting other timelines and worlds. That would be cool. Do I think that Izu is Arc Zero's identity? Possibly. I mentioned that earlier. There's a possibility it is, but we don't know. Kamen Rider Ginga is an absolute waste of a character. I haven't watched Yo much, but all he does I've seen so far is bragging and be all powerful, but no background. No offense. No, literally. Obviously, as you mentioned, you haven't seen Geo, but that's literally all Ginga is in the show. Ginga, I think I saw someone mention this. Ginga solely exists just to give Woz a power-up, which, obviously, as someone who loves Woz, is not a bad reason, but, like, the way they did it is terrible. So, Arc Zero is a Dark Zero-One. Yes. What color ranger would I be? Red or gold? A red gold ranger, 6 ranger as gold and red highlights. There you go. Thoughts on Kiramager Silver? I think he looks cool. Hello, how am I? I am doing good. It's Morphin Collection. Imagine Decade having his own Woz. The Wazoo wide, and he was like, "What the hell are you doing?" So Decade with his own Woz, he just wouldn't understand. Decade just doesn't understand Woz, you know. Do I think we could have a Kamen Rider adaptation and it connects to Beast Morphers? No, I don't think they would do that. What Sentai show do I think fits well for the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers? I honestly think Q Ranger, just because of all the Rangers. That seems like the way, you know, you kind of go all out for your anniversary. What if they adapted Kamen Rider into a spin-off of already existing Power Rangers seasons, like Wizard is a Mystic Force spin-off? I mean, adapting Kamen Rider at all would just be a spin-off of other seasons, so. What if Lupin vs. Pat Ranger was like Season 1 for Lupin Rangers and Season 2 for Pato Rangers? That is an interesting idea, but just, there's no feasible way to adapt it like that. Like, just because you're shooting so much original footage just because you have, like, if this is assuming they're not even gonna fight each other, that's a lot of footage you have to shoot as well, and you can't use certain Megazord fights as well, just like at all, because they're not, like, they don't always use the same Megazord. Like, just as an example, I can't remember what specific episode, but like those early episodes, we have Lupin Rangers kill the monster, and then the Pato Rangers fight it in the Megazord. If you made that 2 separate seasons, now you can't really use, like, if you use the Megazord footage, now you can't use the Lupin Ranger footage. If you use the Lupin Ranger footage, now you can't use the Megazord footage. What if the entire Ginga subplot was a dream sequence? Well, then, how does Woz get the powers? How does anyone actually see that? This was a lie? Yes, it was a lie. It's Morphin Collection. Just subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. That appeared on the screen, and that was pretty cool. Damn it, Thomas, will you make lives to every big news we get? Yes, because it's easier than doing a full separate video, and it's like the same thing, basically. And there's more interaction with everyone. Okay, so this comment confuses me. Please make more Halloween costumes of Kamen Rider. Please make Grand Geo and spray the costume with cheese so the smell and color is cheese. If I made a another costume, I don't think I'd spray it with cheese, but Captain Marvelous just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, Mr. Gokaiger himself, Gokai Red. The Master Toku YouTuber, Kirame Crimson. Well, that's cool. Thank you. What do I think if... Oh, I lost a comment. What do you think if Kirame Purple was revealed instead of Silver? I would be okay with that as well. I would be confused where Kirame Silver went because that was announced a while ago. So... If Zero-One's super form is OP... How the hell is his final form going to be? Well, at this point, Arc Zero is going to render his super form useless, so... Ungrateful Leaf just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. I don't know why all the subscriptions are just appearing out of nowhere all of a sudden. I think someone just... Yeah, Roy Sky just subscribed as well. Thank you, guys. Did I say something now everyone just wants to subscribe? Or... There you go. 123 Transformers TCG station as well. Who's my favorite Ranger and Beast Morphers? Steel, because he's great. I need to edit something, but oh no, I don't. Okay. And Noah, I was gonna say Noah Fret just subscribed, but I also saw in the chat I'm going to try unsubbing and subbing. So, thank you for unsubbing and resubscribing. So how obvious is it that Kamen Rider Zero-One is a robot? I don't know. I feel like at this point, I don't know if they're really going to try to do that. I know that was like the thing everyone was saying in the beginning, but like at this point, it doesn't really seem like the thing to do. Like, because the thing with Aruto is like he's a human. He's like the only human that is like full on for the human gears because he was raised by a human gear. And I feel like he kind of undercut that if you're just... Oh yeah, he's a human gear too. Like, of course he will like human gears. He is a human gear. That's like the whole villain faction. If Hirobi got an upgrade, I call it Slashing Scorpion with a new weapon that Naki would use if she became a rider. Grand Chiza. Who's my favorite character in Zero-One? Izu is fantastic. But I think, like, character-wise, I think I actually have to say Vulcan. Fua, so... If Woz got a Visana, what if his form was a Trinity form with the Me Riders? I would like that. I think it would also be... I think it would be better if he just had his own, like, standalone Woz form. Like, I think I saw somebody said, like, he should be Trinity of Kuro Woz, Shudo Woz, and Red Woz. That would be awesome. If the Kiramager gets an extra princess, it will be the princess. That makes sense. I'm surprised we haven't got another green Six Ranger since green was the first color used as a Six Ranger. I know, yeah. Like, it's so weird that the first Six Ranger ever was just a... I hit the mic, sorry. It's weird the first ever Six Ranger was green, like a different color. And then they just switched it. Now it's like always gold or silver, so... Not that I really... like, I don't care, really, but it's just kind of interesting. If I could choose a color for the next Six Ranger, what would it be? Not gold or silver, but I don't really mind gold or silver. Gokai Red is about to steal your channel, Thomas. Be careful. Oh no. What did I think of the Zero-One and Geo crossover? I haven't seen it yet. Who's my favorite comedic duo? Bulk and Skull in the comics. Please no, don't make him a robot. Yeah. Aruto seems human. Yeah. No robot can make jokes that bad. Got him. Did anyone notice that one side of Arc Zero looks like Zero-One's super form? Super form, I don't really see, but he definitely just looks like Zero-One. So, do you think it is worth it to watch a Power Ranger season if you already watched the Sentai season it is based on? Yes, because most of the time they are just different stories. So, you're really, if you like an aesthetic and you watch the adaptation, you basically get to see your favorite suits all over again, but now it's a new story. There are exceptions here and there, obviously, but I mean, and if it is the same story, you either get to see like a worse or better version of that same story. So, will Beast Morphers adapt Gokaiger vs Ghostbusters? Probably not, just because everyone hates Super Mega Force. Thank you, Kaito Yolo, for just subscribing. Although I think I've seen your name in the chat before, so I don't know. How would I feel about a Decade V-Cinema where we see what he did behind the scenes of Geo and ending with a Neo K-Touch that gives him a new form called Next Decade? I think the Neo K-Touch form should be the V-Cinema form, but like that idea I do really like. That would be cool. Why do human gears express pain? Seems like a design flaw to me. Do they really? I don't think they really. I mean, yeah, they do, I guess. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, they're trying to be like as human as possible, really. Like, if they could just make them robots that walk around, but they were like, we're gonna make them look like humans. So I guess it makes sense they would give it human feelings. I mean, they can reach singularity, so you know. Least favorite Super Sentai? I've literally only seen 3 Sentais in full, but it's Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. Arc Zero is going to get a complete form called Arc 1. That's a nice evolution of a name. Do I still play Power Rangers Super Legends? I don't know where that still plays come from because I never played it, so. Captain Marvelous said, whoever said that, I'm not going to take over his channel. Thank you, Gokai Red. I was worried there. Arc Zero is like Dead Heat Drive. That's pretty right, actually. I never really noticed that, but that's pretty spot on. Will I try to team up with other TokuTubers? Well, I have appeared on Marcos's channel, and I'll try to do some other stuff. I don't know, though. What Sentai should be adapted for the 30th? I think it should be Q Ranger. Decade actor said he was not coming back as Decade. See, he said that, but then in the current situation, he just filmed a straight up like Decade segment where he goes like, "So this is the world of calamity. Everyone, wash your hands." Like that was great. How many Kamen Riders have I seen? So I've seen Xaid up to the present, along with Gaim, Geo, no, that is Gaim, Double, and Kuga. Will Beast Morphers do a Ninja Seal team up? Nope. I don't think. Nope. No. I think only the ones who reach singularity can experience pain. That makes sense. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, because that one security guard, he wasn't in pain in like episode 2, and then he reached singularity like slightly after that. So maybe Ginga is a Waz from a different future. Purple Waz. Kamen Rider Purple Waz. Just to add into the... There you go. The 6th Ranger of UI Sentai Waz Ranger is Ginga. Great. We did it, guys. We did it, right? What if they made a Rider time Dian to see how Dian got the powers of the second Riders? That would be cool. What is your favorite Ranger in the 2017 movie? Billy was great, I think. This is gonna be weird, but I think Princess Mabushina should have been Kirame Silver. That would have been cool. Hello, Jarhead, in the chat. Shining Assault Hopper is more like Dead Heat, and 001 is more like Show Dead Heat, with them being prototypes. Kamari Younger just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. I need to check if the sub count has increased. The one I have on screen is not really the most accurate thing in the world, so I'm gonna go check. Thomas 20k special dances the Ryu Soldier ending in a Ryu Soul red costume. Well, I don't have one of those, but I don't know. Could Hasbro do a team up between the Ryu Soldier adaptation and Beast Morphers? It would take basically all original footage, but I could see them do it. I mean, they're doing the Dino crossover, so never know. We're still at 12.9k. Slimeball 2 just subscribed. Thank you. So, I'm probably going to stop pretty soon here. We have 85 people watching, which is pretty epic. So, thank you guys for tuning in to the live stream. So, as usual, quick advance, if you guys have any last questions, be sure to say that in the chat so that I could actually answer them. Hello, Slimeball 2. If Hasbro started adapting Kamen Rider, what show should they do and what should the name be? I think they should just start with 01. And as people have said earlier, you could call it Masked Rider Binary. So, haven't seen a female Six Ranger since Go On Silver, and honestly, Go On Silver only exists because it had a male counterpart that was gold, so we really haven't had a female Six Ranger ever. So, I much prefer the orange line to be turquoise instead on Kiramager Silver. I would only like the turquoise on the arms, I think, in my opinion. Do I think we will get a brown Ranger in Power Rangers Season 28? I mean, judging by how the source footage has a brown Ranger, there's a decent possibility. Is it weird that I thought the ARC would take Aruto's mental data... Oh, I lost it. Mental data from Metal Cluster, copy it, and then make a surrogate body to be Rider? I think that's probably what happened. As I mentioned earlier... Actually, I don't think I mentioned it, but I was thinking... Because we had the 01 parts on this that are like zombified, I kind of saw that as like the ARC taking its greatest foe essentially, which is 01, and duplicating itself like that. And I guess throwing in Metal Cluster like that makes a lot of sense. Is that Kiramager Silver? It is indeed. Do I think we'll ever get a main female rider? I think maybe at some point, but like the Toei execs are clearly trying to aim Kamen Rider as more of a kid show, so I don't think it's really going to happen very soon. Thank you, Just a Gamer, for subscribing. What a gamer. Arc 01 turns out to just be Izu. Turns out the true enemies were the friends we made along the way. That is... damn. What if Tokuger got adapted for Power Rangers Season 30 because of the Go-Sager, Go-Kaiger, Go-Buster, and Koryuger Reshas? I mean... Only the Koryuger Resha is used at all in the show, and that's in a special with Kamen Rider, so it's not going to happen. That movie, I mean. So, I don't know. This is pretty epic stream. It is. Have I watched Deca Ranger? No. Ooh, it went away. Hold on. Okay. What Rider show will I review next? Kuga, because I finished Kuga. Do a face reveal? That's not a question. If you do a Power Ranger, if you could be a Power Rangers color, what color would I be and why? Red, because my favorite color is red. Do I think the Chopper and Wheeler Zord can combine by themselves? The Chopper Zord. Oh. I honestly don't know the Zord names. Is that... You gotta remind me what those Zords are, because I don't at all. Do I think Sentai and Rider need more female representation? I would like to see more female representation. I think we're going in the right place with Rider by having, what's it called? Valkyrie, clearly, as the first tertiary female Rider, and she has been a prominent part of the show. And, Sentai's doing pretty well just with, for years, every so often they do have the singular female on the team, but... Maybe Arc 0 is a robot prototype 01. The driver is so powerful no human can use it. My converting Zero-One Thouser technology and Zero-One driver uses second slot, and that's the final form. Grand Muteki has to go. Thank you for coming to the stream. Kiramager Silver should have been a sea-themed ranger. That would have been cool to see. Yeah. That was your golden pimp. Brown should be bronze, but we're not ready to have that conversation. Damn. Gamer. Would Arc Zero be like a dark version of Metal Cluster Hopper? Visually it's not, but I think it would be cool to see that idea. Maybe at some point we'll get female Kamen Rider in the future. We have a lot of female Kamen Riders, so... What progress key should Naki use? I saw the idea that Naki could use the Jackal key, and I think that would be cool. How about a theme song for the Six Ranger? I like insert songs, so yeah. What do I think about Marvel shows getting delayed? I am sad, because I want to watch them. They moved the whole Marvel slate back so many years. Damn, that makes me sad. But what are you gonna do? They gotta do that. So, oh well. What rider show do I plan to watch next? What's it called? Deno, because that's what was voted through for rider potential. What show for the 45th season of Super Sentai be a dragon theme? Do you think this will make up for Ryu Soldier switching themes? Okay, Ryu Soldier did not switch themes, and I'm not saying this like as an attack or something. I just see so many people in my comment section say this. Ryu Soldier didn't switch themes. They won't switch like dragons to dinosaurs. It was always going to be dinosaurs. Dinosaurs in Japanese is Kyoryu, and dinosaurs is Ryu. So dinosaurs are literally in Japanese are already dragons. So the theme was always going to be dragons. So it's sorry, the theme was always going to be dinosaurs. They were they won't switch themes just like on a dime and be like, oh shoot, now we need to do dinosaurs instead of dragons, but we're going to keep the name dragons. It was always going to be dinosaurs. Do you think we will get a main character that's not red? No. Well, I mean, maybe like in Power Rangers sometimes, you know, they focus on a different ranger. Like RPM focused more on RPM Black than the Red Ranger, but the Red Ranger was still the leader. So like I think we're always going to get the Red Ranger as the leader. Actually, obviously not, because I think Time Force as well. So Red Ranger will always be a main character. Let's put it that way. Will I do a face reveal? Maybe. Which rider would I be if I had the power to transform into a rider? I said this on Discord, but basically I would have the power of Omageo, because then I should have the power to just turn into X-Aid, or whoever I want. So Omageo, so I could be like a super powerful X-Aid. Is there anything I would change about Arc Zero? Maybe make the right eye like red, like a brighter red, because as it is now, it's just like not there at all. The Chopper Zord and the Wheeler Zord are from Beast Morphers. Just letting you know. Also, do I think Kiramager will get adapted for Power Rangers Season 30? Possibly. There you go. Flare Mayer said I did a face reveal in Minecraft. That's true. Besides dinosaurs and animals, what do I think is the most used Sentai theme? Vehicles, I guess. Have I ever been to Power Morphicon? No. I was going to try to go this year, and, well, that may not happen. It hasn't been canceled yet, but it could be canceled. Do I know what Stream is? Or Steam, sorry, I read Stream. I was like, what? Yeah, I do know what Steam is. Favorite insert song from Geo, Black and White from Waz. What will happen if a Kiba Ranger was adapted in Power Rangers like a sideshow, like Transformers Rescue Bots, stealing continuity, but doesn't matter with that time show? I think that's an interesting thought. I never thought of like adapting it like Rescue Bots. That could be really fun to do. I think the problem is it's like Megaforce, where it makes so many references to just Sentai specific things. I don't think it would really work that well. Like the Powerful Rangers joke, you lose the Powerful Rangers joke because that was, they're supposed to be Power Rangers in the adaptation. Maybe Kamen Rider Arc Zero won't be a bad guy. Well, he's beating up Zero-One and Vulcan in the scans, so Who will win in a fight, Thanos or Omageo? That is an interesting question. I've wondered that. I see. I feel like Omageo probably would win just because he has so much more powers. Like Thanos just has like the 6 Infinity Stones, which are very powerful, yes, but Omageo also just has like all these other powers as well. Do I think Blaze and Roxy will become the Green and Black Rangers for Beast Morphers if Hasbro uses the suits? At this point, no, I don't think that's gonna happen because Blaze and Roxy have disappeared since like episode 2 or 3. They're gone. They were in the show for literally one episode. So no, I don't think that's gonna happen. Sadly. Did I know that Yaiba Yua punched potentially the worst character in Zero-One, Amatsu Guy? I did know that. Do I think Izu will be a Kamen Rider? I don't know. There's a possibility. She could be this Arc Zero, so there you go. Hello, Blue Flame. How do I feel about talking about the udon noodles joke again? How do I feel about no one talking about the udon noodles joke again? That makes me sad because I like that joke, and no one acknowledges it. I think I'm more worried that no one acknowledges the fact I said udon noodles because that means everyone's just like accepted that. I don't know. I think I'm more worried that no one's like maybe everyone's like that's his name. It's not his name. But who's my favorite Sixth Ranger? Kiramager Silver. No. I guess, well, if we're counting like all of Power Rangers, I guess the Commander. Sorry, all of Sentai and Power Rangers. Sorry. What riders would I like to have a special crossover? Like 2 specific rider teams or something? X8, A1. And I would just like to see Kuga brought back, honestly, if we're picking any. Favorite extra rider? I'm not sure what constitutes as an extra rider. I get like someone from X8. Paradox. There we go. Best Kamen Rider husbando. Genmu, I guess. What would I think of Geo using both the Oma Geo Ride Watch and Grand Geo Ride Watch to make Grand Oma form? That would be very powerful. Is there news about the 6th Kiramager? Yes, he is on screen right now, and I have links in the description. What's my favorite extra final form for the main riders? Well, if we're counting like extra final form specifically, I'm not sure. I guess Cho Climax form, X8 and XA2 crossover 1. That's a great question. Thouser has been getting just stomped lately. It's kind of sad. I hope we'll get another form soon. I mean, he has to know he's been getting floored by effectively everyone. I think he knows and he just doesn't care. Favorite Dark Rider? Cronus? Hello, Lawrence Harris? Would I want the superhero Tyson movies to return with Zero-One and Kiramager? Yes, I would like them to return because they're fun. They're stupid fun. You don't really expect anything from it. You just want to see Rider and Sentai together. Like, that's their whole purpose. Thank you, Apo Mask, for subscribing. What do I have to do to get me into Gundam? I have no idea. Cancel all of Toku. There you go. Thank you, Lawrence Harris, for just subscribing. What's my thought on Kirame Silver's design? I assume that's what you're asking. I like it. I kind of went in depth earlier as well, but I like it. I did notice. I just noticed this is like the one design where I can't really see the smile. That's probably why I like it so much. There's like no smile here. Do I watch Rust Marrow? I don't even know what that is. So, am I best friends with Este? Sorry, I said it wrong. I mean, I know Este. We know each other. Kiramager X Kamen Rider Wizard. That would be cool. Did I betray our Kami-sama? Does he count as a Dark Rider? Because he like becomes good. So. Emu's dad created the Bugster virus was revealed in the novels. I don't remember that, but I think I read like the synopsis on the Rider Wiki and that was it. So, what if Nada never died? Then we would have Geisel a lot more. Wait, haven't we already had Kamen Rider Arc? I think we have, right? But I think it's Arc with a C, and this is Arc 0, so it's a different name. Thank you, Aquele Carlos La, for subscribing. We have had a lot of subscribers this stream. Damn. What do I think about Jin's revival? They haven't explained it yet, and I hate that so much. What is my favorite progress key so far? I honestly really like the break horn, the Caucasus key. Amazing Caucasus, there you go. But I think jingle-wise, my favorite is Exciting Stag and Hercules. So it's really all the Beatles. The Beatles are really good. Kamen Rider Noah's Ark. The O files wants me to roast them. O instead of X. Whoa. Do you not know how to use the keyboard? Whoa, got him. Do you think Beast Morphers could have been a sequel to RPM? No, there's no connection to RPM. Yeah, I think there's supposed to be an RPM character. I think Dr. K is supposed to appear, so I don't know, maybe when that happens, but... Have you guys seen Kamen Rider Kiva yet? No. Do I think we'll get a Gold Ranger? In Kiramager or in general? Because obviously we have Gold Rangers. In Kiramager, I don't think so, because we already have Silver, but it could happen. What if Scott RPM Red had a battleizer? That would be really... I would like that. I would want to see how that looks as well. Thank you, Remote Blackgate, for subscribing. What music do I listen to? I honestly listen to, like, Kamen Rider insert themes a lot. Favorite pre-decade driver? The Arkle. Kuga's Bell. Oh, that's my phone. Hold on. I don't know. I don't really know much about the Zeo Zords. Do I think Kyuranger would be a good series to adapt? Yes, because money. How would I feel if I was put on the mentor position in a Sentai or Ranger team? I would kind of try to make my own morphers so I could be a Ranger as well. Would I like to see if Kamen Rider uses mythology, power, and abilities? Yeah, that would be an interesting idea. If I could make my own Sentai, what would it be? I don't really know. Would Wizard's Dragon Style when he gets the armor be considered a battleizer? No, because Kamen Rider forms just, they don't have that battleizer terminology. What would be the name of the battleizer for Kirame Red? He doesn't have a battleizer form yet, so I don't know. Maybe like Kirame Kinga form. Woo. If we got a Power Rangers free-to-play MMO video game, I would probably stream it. Favorite jingle overall in terms of Kamen Rider? Maybe Grand Geo. Because I love the anniversary-ness of it. How do I think the Arc Zero driver will work? I talked in depth about it earlier, but I think it's going to be like the Gold Drive belt. Grand Oma form Geo versus basic Oma Geo with no other ride watches. I mean, Oma Geo would win. What's my favorite Kamen Rider opening? Be the One or Excite. So Build or Excite. If Juru gets a final form, it needs to be white. I would like a gold upgrade form, like gold armor, but... So, I'm going to end the stream now because we've been going for over 2 hours now, so I'm actually kind of tired, but this was a lot of fun. So, what to expect from me. So this Friday, I'm gonna do two things actually. So new video will be up Friday, and it's the last Kamen Rider Craft stream, edited down into a video. And then probably later that day or that weekend, sometime in the next week, I'm also going to be doing another live stream, but I'm going to actually be playing Kamen Rider Craft again. So be on the lookout for that. And then, as I mentioned earlier, after that, I'm going to just be doing a bunch of movie reviews. So, yeah, as usual with these live streams, I'm going to keep it up public probably until this Friday or when I do the next one. And it's going to be unlisted, but you guys can keep checking it out in the in the live stream playlist with all the others. And with that, thank you guys for coming to the stream. Stay safe with everything that's happening. Please stay safe. You guys are great. Love you guys. Thank you for coming to the stream, and I hope to see you next time.